Welcome everybody, my cinematics, all viewers, to our new look and style of our members meeting of Real Rewind, and I hope you like it. You know, it's productive to the channel's health to keep the content fresh and feeling new to aid in growing our cinema club over here. Now, we will continue to do official members meetings twice a year, with the semi-annual premiering in June. But outside of those two meetings, you won't hear any stats, only us talking about movies. So, hey, let's get this started. I can bet money I wasn't the only person who was raised by frugal parents. Okay, when you got kids, you got to live on a budget. And that taught me to appreciate the off-brand items of life. And movies were no exceptions. And Hollywood will always give you a B version of a more popular A-list film. Now, I don't want to label all these concepts as quote-unquote rip-offs, because some films are produced before the popular film, so it's just a coincidental similar plot story. With me telling you all of that information, let's rewind what I watched in the last couple of months. Killer Whale premiered back in January. Haven't watched it yet because it's not available on the streaming apps that I'm subscribed to. But you know what I did watch? Orca. And this is an inspired ripoff from Jaws, of course. But it was sort of fun. And I had to mute the TV every time I heard this irritating sound. I'm sorry, y'all. I just could not take it. But outside of that one thing, I had fun and I enjoyed watching this. But if you are not familiar with this movie, let me tell you about it in less than 3 minutes. We have our main villain of the movie, Captain Nolan, a douchebag of a human being who is hunted down by a father whale who murdered the whale's family. It was a whole Disney tearjerker scene. It made me very angry, which I felt coming through from the character of the daddy whale. Now, Daddy Whale goes on a vengeful, emotional, distraught road rage of a killing spree against Nemo and all the fish of the sea and the townspeople too, with the bull's eye on Nolan. At the end of it all, Nolan and a co-worker named Rachel, who is like the psychology of whales, become stranded on an iceberg because Daddy Whale sank their ship and killed the crew. Nolan gets trapped on a piece of ice like a seal. Daddy Whale tits the ice, fling Nolan's ass into the ice, crushing him like the cruel bastard deserved. Rachel is rescued, and I guess Daddy Whale offed himself? Listen, this dramatic thriller fish film was better than most modern soap operas these days. So if I were you and you have not checked this out, please go watch it. And I'll link down below where you could go watch it right here on the YouTube. So for our last movie night, we watched and reacted to live Bring Her Back. And there is a movie that I watched actually a while back before that, and I noticed the similarities in the stories. So Surrender, it came out in March of last year, March of last year. Bring Her Back came out in May. So this movie actually premiered first. I just want to make that clear. Now, instead of a deceased daughter, this movie is focused on a deceased husband named Robert. The wife and mother, Barbara, hires an unknown person to resurrect Robert. Sound familiar? Well, let me tell you about it. Now, in the beginning, we witness Robert die from his illness, and he suffers at the hands of his wife, who is mentally anguished. She doesn't want to lose her husband, and she's making horrible decisions to hold on to what is left of him. So one night, Barbara leaves for an errand, and Megan is left with her dad by herself. Now, Megan is their daughter. She has came back home to lend a helping hand in the last moments of her father's life. She gives him morphine. But when Barbara returns back from her errand, she also gives Robert morphine, which is a double lethal dose. In the morning, he passes away. Instead of giving a funeral, Barbara decides to take advice from her yoga instructor to contact an occultist to perform the resurrection. So let's go into the rules that they need to pregame to get ready for this process. All right, so let's pay attention, everybody, because these rules are important for this back page ritual that we're about to witness. Number 1, you got to keep the body cold, okay? Number 2, you got to cover all the mirrors. Number 3, no outside light is allowed. Number 4, you got to burn all personal items of the deceased. And I mean all items. Next one, number 5, is take a bath. Because, hey, dead spirits and demons, they don't like stank victims. And last but not least, they have to wear the color yellow. Once the ritual chores are completed, the occultist shows up. And he walks in looking like Dumbledore's long-lost cousin. The one who flunked out of Hogwarts. Yeah. Now, we're living in inflation. So this visit is expensive, okay? And Barbara admits that she paid him her entire life savings, including the home. Party starts and they sit in a circle that's surrounded by white powder. Y'all are familiar with that from Bring Her Back, the little barrier. And they have to make 3 offerings for the ritual to be complete. So the first offering is Barbara's tears. Sounds a little safe, but then she's thrown into a traumatizing experience she had with Robert, where they had this big argument about her dancing and being a free spirit. Yeah. The second offering is blood. Now, Barbara and Megan both lose fingers for this process. Don't know why they couldn't just cut themselves, but I guess they need limbs to be included with the blood. So they both lose a finger. Now, the last offering, we don't hear. We just see Barbara and Megan instructed to hold hands. We get a bright light flash. And then after that, shit hits the fan. Something went wrong. I don't know. Hey, Carol Ann was not supposed to go to the light this time. Let's just say that. Robert's body is missing from the middle of the circle. And so is the occultist's jaw. Yeah, he's dead. Something drags him off. And Megan and Barbara, they don't know if they're still on Earth or not at this. So they both get a grip, and it is revealed that Megan broke one of the pre-game rules, y'all. She did not burn all her father's items. She kept a picture of him holding her as a child. Barbara panics and tells Megan she has to burn the photo for them to get out of wherever they are and complete the ritual. The room lights up and reveals that, yep, they're not on planet Earth, and they are stuck in the underworld. With Robert's body in pieces, now deformed and possessed by some unknown demon, he is enjoying a 4 for 4 of the occultist's face. And somehow witnessing this, Barbara is serving poker face because she still believes this can work. So she's saying this ritual can be quote unquote corrected. So she cuts her arm and breaks over the powder circle, which results in Robert snatching Barbara into the 4 for 4 meal. So now with Barbara over there upgrading the 4 for 4 to a full-on combo meal for the demon, Megan is left alone in the middle of the circle. She learns that the third offering was not completed, so she eats some herbs and cuts off another finger. Okay, I still don't understand that concept if she needs to give blood. But anywho, she sits there, she waits, she starts to hear scratching, the same scratching that she heard at the beginning of the film coming in the walls. This leads her to believe to start digging through the ground she could get back home. She does end up back into her parents' home, but it's a trick. Yeah, it's all a dream, so that she can reflect on her life and reflect on how her parents raised her, blah, blah, blah. She goes back to the circle, and guess who comes back to join her? Barbara, who is now also possessed. So that leaves Megan with the ultimate decision that, hey, I ain't getting out of this. I'm probably dead already. So she makes her amends with her mama's demon spirit, blows out the candle, the bright light comes back, and the movie fades to black. And I will have to admit, this movie did not cause me to be as emotional as Bring Her Back. Now, Bring Her Back will unleash the dragon of all kind of emotions when you watch it. That's the purpose of the movie also. So it does that very well, and that's what made me like it. Again, I will repeat that I do still think that is one of the top 5 horror movies of 2025. Now, in my review and my opinion of Surrender, this movie did come out first, and it also started out promising. As I was watching this movie, I was into it because I'm like, I'm thinking at some point the daughter Megan is going to wake up and try to get out of this situation somehow. But that's not how the movie ended. And that's what pissed me off. That's what made me deduct points and be like, I don't know if I like this, because it was left ambiguous. We don't know if she made it out. So this is what I don't like about ambiguous endings in some aspects, in some movies, not all movies. Why make us watch all the suffering that these characters go through to not know what happened? I hate that. You know what I mean? Like, we watched this girl basically witness both her parents die, and then you mean to tell me we're not going to even get a final conclusion if she died or not? Why? What was the point of us sitting here for an hour and 39 minutes? So that made me less enjoy the movie. If you take off that ending, this movie is good. And I'm not gonna totally just bash it where I don't recommend it. So if you have not seen this movie, I was able to watch it through my AMC Plus subscription. So if you are also a member of AMC Plus, you can watch this movie for free. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else available. I'm sure it is. And if I do see anything maybe for free or for a lower price, I will link it in my description box. But before you leave this earth once in your lifetime, check out Surrender, especially if you liked the movie Bring Her Back. Well, I'm going to end the video here. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. Again, I hope you like the new look and style of Real Rewind members meetings. Before I get out of here, just really quickly, coming before April, we are going to do a live reaction to our foreign film of the month of March, which is The Sadness. And we're also going to be reacting live to the #1 3 movie in the US called Pretty Lethal. Okay. If you see your name flashing across this screen, that means you were a new cinematic to the channel. You subscribe. Thank you so much for that. We are on a goal to 1,000 subscribers, but our new milestone that we will be celebrating next is 750, which I believe we're only like 27 subscribers from that. So if you could just share me out, hit that subscribe button, become a cinematic, join the cinema club over here. We would love to have you aboard, engaging, coming up with new suggestions for the channels, and just hanging out and having fun with us. So 750 is our new next milestone. Help us out with that. And also don't forget to hit the thumbs up for your girl. 10 thumbs up is what we try to achieve on each video. So thank you everybody for all of the love and support you show to Clubhouse 81. I'm out of here, y'all. This meeting is adjourned.